Hello everyone, my name is Janetra Phillips Howard, and the prompt suggested that we decide between picking how physics relates to sports or music, or how it relates to the field of study that we're going into. So I decided to do the one on the field of study. My field of study is teaching. In May I will graduate with a bachelor's degree in early childhood education. So that's what we're going to talk about today, physics and teaching young children. So, well, what is physics? Well, first of all, physics is the study of natural environment. So when you do start teaching physics to kids, you want to make sure that you explain it to them. You want to make sure that they are interested and involved in it. Physics should be something that kids love because they're so inquisitive. There's no reason why a child should think that physics is too hard or too boring, because naturally they ask a lot of questions. Like, for instance, you may get a kid that asks, why is the sky blue, or something like that, which will prompt an experiment or prompt something that'll get the child intrigued in physics and makes them want to learn even more. I know for me growing up, physics wasn't as fun because it was just straight book learning, but when you incorporate things that are hands-on for kids, they tend to like physics a lot. Physics allows kids to explore, it allows them to question, it allows them to use the scientific method, it allows kids to go beyond just being told, well, the reason why it slides down is because of, velocity or acceleration or something like that. It allows them to actually see it in action. That's the beauty of physics as well. Sorry. Alright. Teaching physics, as I said earlier, it should be fun. Students should be able to do a ton of activities. As you can see in the little clip art right here, physics should have kids excited or willing to learn. Now, the purpose of physics to me, especially when teaching, is to allow the kids to do the experiment, because doing it for them doesn't necessarily help them, but if they're able to do it, it increases their understanding and it increases their willing to learn. Also, using physics allows teachers to use a higher order of thinking for students. It allows students to use critical thinking. It also allows teachers to use Bloom's taxonomy, which Bloom's taxonomy is simply different levels of critical thinking, different questions that you can use to have your students think critically. How teaching relates to physics. Teaching relates to physics because it allows students to explore the world around them. The world around them happens to be a part of the natural science, which simply means that physics allows students to be able to understand, like I said earlier, why the sky is blue or how rainbows are made. I was looking at this website, Physics for Kids, and it explores a lot of different things. For instance, there was one example where explaining momentum to kids and how momentum can lose energy and how time is related to momentum is by simply taking a big blob of clay and letting the kids see it drop from a certain point. The benefit it has for kids is it allows them to understand why things happen and what happens. It allows students to ask the questions. Like I said earlier, students are always asking why, which is why I thought this picture was great for the little boy raising his hand, but also with the light bulb, because once they get it, they're willing to explain it. They tell you what's going on. It allows them to explore. It allows them to do. It allows them to understand. It allows them to actually be able to tell someone else, which is how you know that the child understands, if they're able to actually explain what's going on. It also allows them to create, and the whole thing with physics is that students should be able to do the project as well as explain why they're doing the project and what the purpose of the project is. Well, my references are NASA thematic units, which it's a really good website because it gives you all sorts of projects that you can do with students, and also Physics for Kids, which I mentioned earlier, which gives you a whole list of things that you can do to incorporate physics and to also make it fun, but also help students learn. Thank you.